4:47. What's up, Uncle? Oh, excuse me. What's up, guys? What's up, Krusty? Sorry about that, buddy. Hey, sorry about that. So I just reached out to Terp. He was taking his kid to the aquarium today, and he got caught up on time. He's driving back home. He'll be back home in 20 minutes. So I'm thinking we're going to be going live with him at the top of the hour here, around 5 p.m. So if you're tuning in right now, I'm sorry for the delay. There's been some things come up. Sometimes that happens when we try to go live like this. But we adapt, we overcome, and we're going to bring him on at the top of the hour around 5 p.m. He'll send me a text, and we'll come in and we'll start talking Terp. So until that time being, we're just kind of getting everybody logged in now. Give Krusty time to kind of catch everybody up. Krusty, you want to throw a comment up for me, brother, and I'll pin that up for the wheel here. So we should be good to go. We got about 20 minutes here. We started this stream at 4:47, so I'll reset it right around like 5:45-ish, and we'll have TerpFi3nd in here live with me, and we'll talk shop right at the top of the hour around 5 p.m. So if anybody's got any questions or anything like that for TerpFi3nd, just chime those into the chat now, and I will add those into the narrative here. And we'll make sure to get those asked his way with anything that you have. What's up, Grow Bros? What else we got? Crust to drop the check. Okay, nice, brother. Appreciate that. What's up, Uncut? I got you some Screaming Eagle save back, Uncut, from when you come visit out here. So. And some of you other guys too, some of the other breeders that I'm going to be meeting up with at the SLB Seed Exchange here next weekend. I'll hand you guys some of those seed packs that I told you I was going to hook you up with, some nice sample sizes to kind of dig through and pop whenever you want. And then Krusty, I think we've got 2 from the last episode last Thursday with the Area 4 with Mike and Whitney. I want to say it's the New Zealand, and then the one from Davenport, Australia, that I still gotta get with on merch. I think I'd already talked with you about that. Okay, perfect. Thanks, buddy. So what's going on? How's everybody's day today? We can shoot the shit with the chat for a little bit here until TerpFi3nd comes in, and then we'll be ready to go. Like I said, he kind of got slipped up on time today. He brought his kid to the aquarium, kind of having a little father-son, father-daughter, I don't know, family experience at the aquarium today, and got slipped up on time. Shit, it happens. It's no big deal my way. I'm happy to have him come back in and be able to give us an hour or two. And then, honestly, it's kind of good that way because I haven't talked to TerpFi3nd on the phone. All of our correspondence has been through direct message here on Instagram. So I feel like this interview today is going to be quite organic, authentic, and raw. And, you know, I don't know him personally. He doesn't know me personally. You know, I'm just reaching out to him to kind of break bread. Hey, I'm here in Colorado. This is what we're doing. You know, where are you operating out of? I've read some stuff up on him. I've looked up some of his work, what he's done through Seed Finder, his website, etc. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to ask him some questions today, pick his brain a little bit. You know, he's been in the industry for a little while. He's got quite the following, got a nice little Discord server going on, and he's been kicked off of, banned, and suspended on Instagram, like many of us that are in the chat right now, for just speaking cannabis, posting cannabis pictures, etc. So, which is one of the exact reasons why I don't post these streams after these live sessions. So when I go live, it's you're in the know and you're in the now. And I'll try to keep these and save these back on a thumb drive to do something like in Discord, to where you can go back and watch these old episodes in Discord. But I can't be putting this stuff up on Instagram. And some of you, I know some of you people out there are tagging me in some of these cultivars that I've bred, and seeds that you've got, and I appreciate that very much. I'm fucking stoked to see that shit. But I'm really trying to cut back on reposting a lot of that stuff because I'm on the list on Instagram. They're watching me. The bots are on me, the AI, whatever you want to call it. So that's why I have to put those little fucking disclaimers at the bottom of my story or my photos, because all it takes is one hater, just like you see with TerpFi3nd and some of these others that are getting popped here every day, for them to try to kick you off the site and you lose all your content. So that won't happen in Discord. If you're over in Discord, the content will live forever, and I'm constantly updating those channels with information, everything from the cannabis industry to breeding to merch to these live streams to Area 420 stuff, IPM management, descriptions with the parent lineage from the plants that I'm using to breed with for these new Funk Punch F2 lines, information pertaining to the Funk Punch F2 lines. And so if you are interested in testing those Funk Punch F2 tester seeds, reach out to me on Discord. Please don't reach out to me through Instagram direct message, because I don't like to talk cannabis in the direct message through Instagram. I'll refer you to my email or my Discord. We can talk free over there, chop it up. I'll send you the whole menu, the whole details on all the tester beans for the Funk Punch F2, and you can go from there and let me know what you think. So I've got all that information up on Discord as well. So I keep pretty good grower and breeder notes, and you know, with the character limit that I'm given on Discord, I'm able to fill in a lot of information that answers a lot of people's questions when it comes to what I'm looking for with selection and stuff like that. We got going. We got any questions? Let's see. It's real nice. I want to see the fishes too. Smoking some garlic vomit. That sounds awesome. Okay. What is that? Synthetic vomit cross? That morning is good so far, brother. How's your day going? Going pretty good, buddy. It's been a nice day today. No snow. The last week it's been shitty, man. We've had like snow out of the last like 4 or 5 days out of 7 or 8. So it's nice to see the sun and start to have some light at the end of the tunnel for the spring outdoor season. He does great interviews. Yeah. I'm stoked to talk with him. You know, he seems like we can relate on a lot of stuff. Great. My case just dropped. Old company and was trying to take me to court for past employment. Good to see you, brother. Nice. Yeah. What else? Underground. Yeah. So we got the soldier. I see the soldier. The soldier is going to be coming in with us on a live stream next week. So if you're not following him, he's in the chat right now. Give him a follow. Underground graffiti street artist. So he'll be doing some tag work in the background on the next live session next Thursday, when I bring on Bean Patch Seeds. They're a mom and pop breeding company here in Colorado. They'll be at the SLB Seed Exchange next weekend for both day events as an indoor vendor. And so I'm excited to kind of listen to see what he's been working on and what he's got coming up into the mix. And then on the flip side, we'll have kind of our own. I told him kind of a version of Bob Ross. It's almost like if Bob Ross had a baby with slash or death or gore metal. That's kind of like this guy's art style, and I dig it. I like it a lot. And you know, I want to do an episode with him where I kind of get to meet the artist, and we can kind of branch the cannabis scene like this into like the underground street art scene. And but for this first one, I told him just to kind of play the role of like Kane from WWE or WWF. Like I don't want you to say anything. I want people to guess and wonder who's the artist back there tagging up all these dope ass pieces underneath bridges and shit. We're bringing back the Iron Curtain. Nice. Did you want to do a quick giveaway here before the boy comes on? Yeah, I can. That's a pretty good idea, Grow Bros. You got some seeds you want to give away? I see you're in the live right now. Let me bring you in. Hang on, let me get these questions and I'll bring you in, buddy. I think it's you name Brother Brain probably fires up all the recorders in the bot building. Oh, it definitely does. Yeah, if you type, I mean, like, no joke. Like, if you type in hashtag Brainstrap genetics, any strain that I've bred on Instagram, it doesn't exist anymore. There's no content, no pictures, nothing like that. So, probably flags you too. You go into like the black hole or some shit. Put me on the wheel. Cool. Yeah, cool. Krusty, you got Camp Hemp? Favorite smoke of your creations? Okay, that's a pretty good question. PWB. Sometimes it's kind of a hard one for breeders to answer. They kind of all have the same answer, I feel like sometimes. But Yeah, we'll ask and see what he says. Favorite smoke of your creations? Oh, yeah, dope art. Cool. All right, so yeah, let's bring in. We got about 13 minutes here, Growbos. Let's make it happen. We got about 10 minutes. If you want to spend some, shipping's on you, brother. Let me bring you in. Nice, Krusty, keeping it updated. Grow Bros. He's fucking stealing my style, dude.
That's hilarious. What's going on, Strap?
What's up, buddy? We got about 10 minutes here, man. I know you got some film stuff in the works over in Illinois. You've been doing your thing. If you want, we can get some of your gear up on the Wheel of Dank right now with Krusty. And we got some names up there right now. And it's your call. I mean, shipping's like $455.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Small investment per week, I think, to keep the crowd happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, if you guys just want to spin the wheel, I know we don't really have the promos going on anymore, but we're definitely willing to, give back to the community anytime we get a chance. We got the Super Flame Class 1 right here. We're not kidding, cool. Dude. This is a banger, dude. We're talking GMO times J1 times lemon queef. Oh, my Lord. It is ridiculous.
That's hilarious. So what are those? What do you got there? Are those 6, 12s? How many seeds per pack?
These are 5 seeds per pack, but if you win on the wheel today, I'll throw 2 in.
Yeah, it's your call. You don't have to do that, but so let's do a
Why not? Give one to your friend.
I dig it. I like it. I like your style, man. So what do you think? Let's do 2 or 3 wheel spins here right away and just give out a couple winners. Krusty, will you keep this information for GrowbrosLLC? And we'll get that back over his way. He can get that out to the winners on this first 30 minutes.
Appreciate you.
All right, so let's go ahead. Let's give everybody the last 60 seconds here. Go ahead, look in that pinned comment that Krusty Crops has got up, and go ahead and enter those fire into the chat now. Krusty will double check, make sure your name's up on the Wheel of Dank, and we'll go ahead and spin that for a free feminized seed pack, 5 seed pack. What's the cross that we're giving out, Grow Bros?
It's going to be GMO. It's called Class 1. It's a GMO times J1 times lemon queef.
Oh, very cool, dude. Nice. Yeah, that'll be something interesting out of that, I'm sure.
And it's S1 too, so it's somewhat stabilized for you.
Yeah, very cool.
You're not going to throw many phenos at all.
All right, last 10 seconds here. Anybody in the chat wants to get up on the wheel that hasn't chimed in with the fire emoji, go ahead and enter that information now, and then we'll get ready to spin the wheel here. Krusty left. We dropped Krusty. He's out. He'll be back in here. We'll get him in.
What have you been up to, Strap? What kind of stuff you been up to lately?
I've been really pushing these Funk Punch F2s, man. Just really trying to get as many of these testers out as I can to people. I've got 3 different mother plants that I bred my Funk Punch F1 male to, and I just want to see what hits amongst the community, and I'm going to pop them at the same time as the community here in May. I'll plant direct seed in the ground from the 3 different moms, see which ones do well outdoors. But I want to get as much data on this rip here on these F2s as I can before I make the final selection for the official Funk Punch F2 release and do all the artwork and new packaging and all that. So it's just
very
kind of
cool.
a work in progress, man. You know what I mean? I think it's just main thing, getting as much stuff out there as you can so people know if it pops or it don't. And if they either like it, they're going to hit you back up. And if they don't, well, then you probably won't hear from them for a little while. So.
Right. Good shit, dude. Good shit.
All right, hey guys, if you're not following Grow Bros LLC, go ahead and give Grow Bros a follow right now. You can see he's one of my guests up in the top. You just tap on that down arrow, give him a follow. He's operating out of Illinois, does a lot of fem crosses over that way. A lot of you commercial farmers, this will be right up your alley for those big seed orders. So, Krusty, I think we're good to go, brother. I think if you want to go ahead and zoom it in, lock it in, and let's spin it for the first winner. I like the colors too, by the way. You're always killing it with the color scheme.
Thank you. Yeah, yours is dope. I really do like yours.
Who we got? Exotic Alchemy? I think I saw Exotic Alchemy.
Nice.
Yeah, let's see who we got. Are they in the chat right now? Yes, you are. Congratulations. You just won an all-paid expense vacation trip to the Bahamas. It's on GrowbrosLLC. All paid, all exclusive.
All day, baby.
Right, congratulations. We got Exotic Alchemy. They're the ones that got that first pack. So big ups on that. Krusty, let's get those down. You're already on it, I'm sure. And let's go ahead. Let's just do a back-to-back right here while we're waiting on Terp. Terp will be in here right around 5 p.m. And
get it.
Run it a couple more times here, and let's pass out some Grow Bros LLC. Is that what it is?
Let's
the
do it.
Company, Grow Bros? That's what you guys' website
Grow Bros LLC.
Yeah.
Go ahead and shoot and Google us and check out our website. We've got over, I think it's like right now, I think over 49 flavors available. We got a lot of the bangers that everybody really likes too.
Very cool, man.
Yeah, thank you.
That should be nice.
Thank you.
Who we got? Oh, coming straight out of Denver. Got Colorado, dude. 52 AT blends.
Yes, sir.
You still in the chat, Tony? Nice, he is. Cool. Yeah, if you guys
first smells like candy, then a dead body.
Oh yeah, very nice. Yeah, I got the GMO funk. I love that scent, man. That forum cut with the
really
dog just goes so good.
It's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Great for pressing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a fucking outstanding washer. GMO's made freaking some of the most top washers today right now that are floating around out there, man. Just frosty, dank goodness. What's going on, guys? If you just jumped into the chat, we're spinning the wheel right here, waiting for TerpFi3nd to come on at the top of the hour at 5 p.m. And so we'll probably do it once or twice more here. Grow Bros LLC out of Illinois is sponsoring the Wheel of Dank right now. He's got 5 seed fem packs. He's handing it out with some GMO crosses that are going to be floating around, going out to anybody who's watching right now. Real quick, though, if you're international and you're watching, and we're going to have to work something out through the DM on the shipping with some of these, because some of this to be able to ship internationally is quite a bit. And seeds isn't a big deal. You can get seeds in like a DVD pack or fucking Crayola markers or something like that and hide it and disguise it quite well through customs. However, you're not going to be able to ship very cheaply merchandise when it comes to like snapback hats where you have to use the bigger boxes. Like the size of the boxes, it seems to be like a game changer on pricing structure with some of the stuff that goes out, man. It's crazy. I was trying to get some stuff to Australia. It was like $90 the other day. I was like, whoa, we're going to have to wait a little bit here on this one.
Yep.
All right. All the same strain? Is that what we got going on?
Yeah, we're promoting the class 1, man. We're promoting it. We worked really, really hard for a long time to get this strain to like where we wanted it to be, like
very cool.
And for like the longest time, we just kept pulling like crazy ancestry. And then like finally, like after we got it to like where we wanted it to be and stabilized, we started throwing the phenos that we wanted. And oh my Lord, dude, I've never had something. And it's insane. Like I've never had something that's like candy and then just straight GMO.
Mm-hmm.
Insane. Very good.
Yeah, I love it. GMO is one of my favorites for sure. Lost Krusty. Yeah, we'll bring Krusty. Krusty's kind of having internet connections issues going on.
Okay. Yeah, we like to breed with the GMO a lot. Just because, to be honest, it's such a good breeding tool, the GMO.
Yeah. There are some instability issues I've noticed, but it's not near as bad as some of like the old school chems that you would go through. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like kind of see some of
that are always throwing that Hermy gene.
Yeah, or like South D.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's always going to be there, and you kind of got to watch it as you're in the breeding room to make sure nothing goes crazy. It's like it's been tweaked and refined a little bit more, down the line. And you can really tell those expressions coming out. Got a question for you, Grow Bros. Says, what's Grow Bros cheaping on right now?
This is some stuff called, I don't know if these guys are by you guys, but it is they're called a Rise. They're pretty big. They're pretty big. They're all aeroponic. I'll be honest with you, I'm a real loyal to the soil type of guy. I've done just about everything, and I've reverted back to the soil when it comes to like my personal stash and stuff. But I will still smoke some of this aeroponic stuff that these guys do. It's called Up North, and this one is, I believe, it's wedding mints. Let me give you a good shot here.
The wedding cake Kush mints.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's like 33%.
Damn.
It's total cannabinoids. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Not bad. I paid $25 for an eighth.
That's not too bad for Illinois. I've always heard I'm from Indiana originally, so all my people that I grew up with drive across state line to buy flour. You know, everybody that I talk to in Indiana always go over to Illinois to buy flour, and it's like they're usually paying, from what I'm hearing, anywhere between $50 to $65, almost $70 for an eighth.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But since we're industry, you give us an industry discount, and you know we work with most of the dispensaries around here, and they advertise for us and all that, so we get a pretty good sick discount. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good for some aeroponic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it looks really tasty. What's going on, guys?
You know, but like I said, I'm gonna soil.
Krusty, are you good to go?
Yeah.
Spinner again.
All good, Matt.
Okay, cool. All right, so we got a couple new people, Krusty. Will you get high ground on there, brother, and smoke, and then we'll spin again here for Grow Bros seed pack giveaway. We got quite a few names today already before Terp even jumped in. That's what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah.
We're running it. Are you guys close to Cook County? You guys operate out of Chicago, around that area? Yeah.
We're in DuPage County, and we're pretty close to Cook County, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's where the opportunity
Real McCoy.
At. Real McCoy flowers. Look at that, man. Just joined the Discord server today. Got fucking hooked up with some Grow Bros fucking 5.
Just like that.
Fem pack.
Just like that.
Boom!
That easy.
All right. Krusty, lock them in. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. If you're tuned in right now, we're getting ready to go live here soon with TerpFi3nd. He's on his way back home. He's getting situated, getting comfortable, and then we're going to get into our zone and start talking dank. So if you're in the chat right now, go ahead and throw that fire emoji up. If you haven't done so already, Krusty will get you up on the wheel. Right now, we're just passing out some GrowbrosLLC Fem seeds, 5-pack Fem seeds. He's handing out, pushing a new strain those guys just came out with out of Illinois, and just passing out the dank for free, man. Very cool, dude. I like it. Yeah, would you go LA Cons? I had to do the same thing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Totally reliable source. They really do a good job of keeping the moisture content. You know what I mean? That's like your biggest fear in packaging for your seeds is, oh my God, don't give me any moisture, right? Yeah, so they do a really good job of that, because they give you the little sponge and shit too, you know?
Yeah, the little 1-inch pad on the inside. Those are nice.
Can't beat it.
And they make the travel too. I've knock on wood, but I've yet to have somebody come back to me and tell me that their beans were smashed when they arrive at Rival. Beans don't get smashed in those.
Right.
Especially if you put a little bubble package too. You know, you get the little, 6-inch by 8-inch or some shit. The enough to fit an envelope. They're nice and padded.
Yeah. I've seen the glass vials smash before.
Yeah. Oh yeah. or the corks come off on some of those.
I just saw a guy yesterday. I was shipping like 20 packages out for you guys, and this guy was walking out. He was a vet, and I just asked him. I said, "Did you serve?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Thank you so much." I go, "Here's some free seeds." And this guy he almost wanted to cry, and I was just like, "Here you go, bud." And it was like the best thing ever, man. Just to like see him so happy to like get some seeds, you know. Like the guy probably had like no idea where to get seeds, because believe it or not, there is still a large percentage of people that do not know where to get seeds at all. They're afraid to ask people where to get seeds. They still feel the stigma of like the cannabis, so they're afraid to communicate with anybody about it.
They don't want
You
to
know,
park their
so you
car.
know,
They don't want to park their car in the business parking lot
yeah,
because their
nowhere
local
near it. Correct.
neighbors,
Yeah.
their neighborhood people know their car and know their park. I mean, I've had that
Right.
too. Like people be like, "Hey
Right.
man, can you go in the
Right.
dispensary and buy me a flower?" Like, really, dude? Like, we're in fucking Colorado.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I don't want people seeing my car parked there. Come on, man.
Right. Right.
So you're right. It's not. We're not quite there yet. You know, we're at the beginning of this. We really are. This is new frontier we're tapping into. Every state that goes legal, and you know what you're doing over in Illinois. You know, you guys it's a whole new scene over there in the Midwest.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got states around you where it's still like prohibition land. It's illegal as fuck. You know, people are taking massive routes to go around states like Indiana. You know, it's like, okay, shit, we don't
Oh my
want to plan
God,
our road trip
Indiana!
through
Just
Indiana.
like
We
give
want
them
to
a
go
reason.
around
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah, give them a reason.
Missouri was like that too for me before they went legal. I had a Missouri cop follow me for like over 100 miles, straight up,
Wow.
all the way through. Yeah,
Wow.
this state cop fucking just creeping me the whole way through Missouri when I was coming through. It's a pretty boring route too, especially once you get into Kansas and shit. All right, looks like we got Terp in. Let's bring Krusty in. We'll bring Terp in. We got Grow Bros on here. We got the whole nine. Let's see. Let's get Terp in. Let's get Krusty, and I'll get Terp in.
Yeah, if you want to spin the wheel a couple more times, I'm game for it.
All right, Krusty. Yeah, you heard him. Let's. I'm gonna bring Terp in, and we'll have four of us in here. And yeah, are you having a connectivity issue, Krusty? Is that what's going on? I can't quite tell.
Yeah, seems all right now, Matt. I'm back.
Okay, perfect, buddy. All right, I'm gonna bring Terp in, guys, here, and we're gonna we'll have Grow Bros spin it a couple more times, and then we'll Terp talk with the man himself, the Gordon Ramsay behind pineapple meatball. There he is, Chef.
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right, Krusty, let's go ahead. Let's run that wheel a couple more times for Grow Bros, get some promo gear out there, and then let's talk Terp.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yes. If you guys are just tuning in right now, we're getting ready to go live here with TerpFi3nd. We've got GrowbrosLLC in the chat with us. They're handing out some free seed packs. Got 5 seed fem packs going out your way to anybody that wins on the wheel. Who we got? Hands Cold too. Nice. He's on the Discord server. Hands, if you're in the chat, chime up. And if you guys are just joining in right now, welcome to the live stream. Just tap in with the fire emoji, and we'll get you up on the wheel, Krusty. Get you up on that wheel, and we'll pass out some gear here. I don't know if Hands in here or not, guys. Let's see. How was the aquarium, Terp?
Yeah, it was fun. I'm so sorry, man. I put notifications on my phone. I put one for like yesterday, and I looked at it, and then I put one for like 10 minutes before we were supposed to go live, and I realized like I was obviously not where I should have been. So
you're good.
My apologies. I'm normally not this unprofessional, but kind of bit me in the ass today.
Oh man, it ain't no worries. When I first read it and you didn't say anything for a couple of seconds, I was like, man, this fucking guy just stood me up, and I've been hyping this shit.
No. Now I'm just running a little late. No, I was gonna do it from the car if I had to, but it would just be a little loud. Like,
Yeah. No, I know. And then I got your other message. I could tell you were in an area where the signal just wasn't that good. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, 5 p.m. will work. That'll be fine. So I started this live at 4:47. That little hour mark will kick us off, and we'll have to we'll have to reset and then do a little part 2 if you're down for that, Terp.
Yeah, I'm easy, man. You got my attention for a little while now.
For sure, dude. So, Grow Bros, what we got? We got 1 or 2 more you want to pass out, and then we're probably going to get ready to wrap
spin it
up.
1 or 2 more times, and we're good. And then, you know, I got to get out of here after that. But then just send me the names, and I'll ship them out first thing in the morning. You know, we get it done over here.
Are you on Discord, Grow Bros?
No.
You got the website, you know. I can get in contact with you. I got your stuff.
Yeah, we've got email and all that. Yeah, you could email me easily.
Congratulations, Gravy, just like that.
Damn, killing it.
Gravy's still in here. He's usually in here. Gravy's usually on these live streams quite a bit. He's always in the loop on this stuff.
He's gonna enjoy this pack, I'll tell you that.
Gravy is in here. Nice. Yeah, he goes by LTG Seeds on Instagram, and give him a follow. He's always in the garden, always doing his stuff with home grows, constantly running and popping new gear. So he's definitely a solid guy to pass a pack of seeds and see how they perform.
Nice.
All right, one more time, Grow Bros, and we're going to call it good, my friend.
Let's go. Spin it up. Who's another lucky winner? Let's go. Who we got?
Loud Life Customs. Nice job, buddy.
Nice. Good shit, dude.
All right.
We got you. All day.
Well, hey, man, thanks. I appreciate you donating those packs like that on the live. Big ups, buddy.
All day, man. All day.
We'll chop it up.
You know I got
soon,
you.
Man. You know we will.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
See you, bud. All right. Here we are.
What's up, man?
It's the man, the myth, the legend, the red-eyed Yoda himself.
Thank you.
Pineapple meatballs, to Lucky Charms crosses, to the upcoming pineapple sorbet crosses. With new releases on pre-orders on that on the website I saw earlier before we were going live here. So this is good, man, because we haven't talked on the cell phone before this live, you know, so I don't know you. You really don't know me. But we know some of the same people in the community for sure, which is always usually the case. So it's like this is going to be kind of a nice, organic, kind of authentic, raw interview.
Yeah, for sure.
And just kind of get to know TerpFi3nd. So right off of the bat, man, why TerpFi3nd? What's the reasoning behind the name TerpFi3nd? And then what led you into the logo with the Yoda and all that?
Yeah. So to be honest with you, man, I would say the first time I heard the word terpenes, everything changed for me. Everything as far as how I approached weed, how I grew weed, you know, what I looked for in selection, everything changed. So it's like everything that I've done with an eye towards, you know, flavors that are different, flavors that are unique, taking, you know, maybe something that doesn't necessarily go together and trying to find something new and interesting and unique. And, you know, that's kind of, that's what's led everything I've done since the day that I first heard the word terpenes. And everything changed at a certain point in that. I think it happens for a lot of people, right? We all love weed, and then we see weed that's different. We see weed that goes, okay, this is something I've never seen before. Whether that be a particular flavor, whether that be something that, you know, was specifically strong for you. But we all have that moment where we go from casual weed people where we're like, weed's weed and I just smoke it, to there's something bigger and better out there, right? And I think for a lot of us, that's what kind of fuels our drive to keep popping seeds, to keep looking for something new and unique, is to really get out there and to look at what's different and what we haven't seen yet. And so that's, you know, that's kind of what drives a lot of my work. The stuff with the sorbet line, for instance, that you just mentioned, that was a strain that just slapped me in the face one day. Like I was running some seeds in my grow. It was something that I had never seen before, in a sense that I kind of tend to avoid.
Were those the F3s? Is that what that was? An F3 run of those?
No. So I started with F1s from Aficionado Seeds. That's what I started to run. That was the first of the first. And, you know, from there I started working with it because it was something I'd never seen before. It was complex on levels that I had never seen before. So I tend to avoid strains that I can describe in 1 or 2 words. And a lot of our older strains, that was kind of the thing, right? It was piney, might have been gassy, might have been skunky. Today we've got so many different hybrids, so many different crosses, so many different flavors that, you know, the reality is we're seeing things now that we've probably never seen before, because more people now are breeding, more people are breeding at home, more people are making
uncharted waters, as they say.
Yeah, and we're going to start seeing things in the next 10 years to 15 years that are even bigger and even crazier in flavors and things that we didn't know, because we're just still in such an early phase of all of this, you know.
Mm-hmm. So what's up with the Yoda? Where'd the Yoda thing idea? Is you a Star Wars fan, or what's up?
So I always said that I was a bigger fan of iconography. I was a bigger fan of imagery, of things that we use to brand, things that we use to sell. So like Star Wars in and of itself, it's a great story. But let's be honest, the real thing that Star Wars did was branding, was marketing. Every person on the planet knows what Star Wars is. So it's one of those things that I'm more into the things that we consider icons, your Mickey Mouse, your Apple logo, those things that really draw us. We're all consumers to somebody. Nobody produces everything they use in their world. So we're all a customer to somebody. And at the end of the day, like those icons, those things that have become brands that are bigger than any phone or any movie, they become cultural, you know, very cultural in a sense. And Star Wars has really become
the brain.
Right. And with Star Wars, it's now happened to multiple generations too. You know, it's not just people in the 70s that knew it. Yeah. It's a whole new group of people now with the Mandalorian and with all the new stuff that it's a whole new world for a lot of people.
And stuff like that really creates a life of its own too. You know, it gets to a starting point, and then it's evolved into something completely new and tapped into brand new generations, like what you're talking about. So, who did the art? Did you do that yourself, or did you have an artist do that?
I gotta be the one that's on my shirt. I did on AI. I've been fooling around with some AI digital stuff. But the one that I used on my packaging, I may be about to switch into, but it's one that I use just Yoda in general. You know, there's something about the sage, there's something about the wisdom, there's something about the people other people go to get advice and to get wisdom when they need it. And there's just something about that, like, you know, that next level of people that have done it and done it and done it for generations. And there really is something about that for people that have been in the weed business, that have done it for, you know, anybody can grow weed for a year. Anybody can grow weed for a couple years. Once you get into decades and that's how you're measuring things, then you really have done it. You've really put in your time. You've really seen both sides of the candle. There's not a problem you probably haven't run into. And there's a certain amount of, like, you know, it represents something for me, and when I was marketing my brand, that was really, you know, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to use it, you know, now that Disney owns all of that. But up until now, I've really enjoyed it.
Well, I think it definitely stands out. I mean, it's definitely, in my opinion, and I'm just speaking for myself here, but when you look at certain logos, especially in this small niche of a scene or community for what it is, I think it's definitely a logo that kind of catches eyes. And I think you're right. It's because it does kind of have that Star Wars kind of vibe to it, where people recognize it quite well. And right away, they want to dig right into it and read about what you've been doing and what's been in the works. So going straight to the website, you told me right away. I typed up a little bio, a little description. I said, "Hey, man, thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you think of this?" You got 25 years experience in the scene.
In growing weed, yeah.
Have you been from the? I'm assuming from the traditional side. have you come into the commercial side? And if you have, what was that
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
experience like? Pros and cons, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I spent years running big grows, growing big grows, you know, in a couple of different facilities in Colorado. You know, kind of did that for years. Got to a point where, you know, just working for other people just is a headache, and it's kind of a meat grinder. The Colorado, specifically the Colorado weed industry, of people who, you know, every 6 months to a year, because they can't really keep up payroll, they just cycle in entirely new groups of kids who will do it for, you know, pennies on the dollar. And it's all about cost cutting. It's I'm so sorry, but you're going to get me to stop in the middle of this and laugh. That was hilarious. He pulled the can opener. Yeah. We'll have to another day, another time. But it really is a meat grinder of just the entire commercial industry in Colorado has been about, you know, trying to grow weed as cheaply as possible, cut every penny you can, whether that's, you know, employees, whether that's benefits, whether that's, you know, payroll, whatever it is, just grow it as cheap as you can, as much as you can, as quickly as you can. So if it's not 60 days on the dot, if it takes, you know, a minute past 60, it's not going to make it. If it, you know, doesn't produce 3 pounds of light, it's not going to make it. So you see a lot of the same staples of blue. Everybody's running Blue Dream. I'm sure IROC's got a whole greenhouse of Blue Dream down there. You know, it's nothing but, you know, as big commercial as big commercial as you can. But the problem is nobody gives a shit.
Scene? Were you in that Denver commercial scene then? Is that where you were operating out of?
I did for some years, yeah.
Yeah. Where are you at now?
Bi-coastal, kind of back and forth.
Nice.
Home is south, west central Georgia. You know, but usually still Colorado area.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, here's something that I kind of wanted to dip into a little bit.
Yeah.
Name 2 positive experiences you had in the cannabis industry, and name 2, I guess you would put, negative experiences that you could maybe give to tips to people watching in right now to give them kind of a heads up, what to expect, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first one, the first thing that I have to say that's great that I did in the cannabis industry and in my time in commercial grows is just the people that I met. And I won't say it was a majority of people that I met, but those moments when you're in a grow and it's, you know, the end of the day, you've been working your ass off, and instead of being stuck there by yourself, which is kind of how I came up, you have people around you that are awesome that have also kind of been in this shit. And like some of the most amazing people that I've met and people that I still talk to today and have tons of respect for, people that I met through either events that we used to do. We used to put on kind of, you know, do booths at all the cups and booths at all those things, events we were doing or whatever. And, you know, just people that we met. And like that today is still one of the best things, is just stories. Everybody's got a couple weed stories from, you know, the Colorado commercials. It's hard to be out there and be around weed and you haven't pissed somebody off, or you haven't made a friend for life, or, you know, and it's like, that's just kind of how it works. That's kind of how it all operates. You know, most of us that have been in this long enough have some stories of when shit went left or shit went right. You know, it's just the nature of the business. It's the nature of money. It's the nature of people, you know, and a lot of that is the story at the end of the day, right? We've all got a couple of them. The worst things that I saw I have to do 2.
You can just give me one of each, because I got more stuff.
Well, no, to be fair with you, man, the other thing would be particular strains, because the one thing when I was running a lot of grows in Colorado for 15, 16, 17, 2014, 15, 16, 17, it was just strains. Being able to see in one place 80 strains. Now, whether they were being grown well or not is a different story. But just having access to a genetic library where you walk into a place and you look at the clone list and you're like, And this is,
Wow.
once again, a lot of these strains are strains today I would give just about anything to have, because they're strains that at the time I didn't really appreciate as much as I do now that I've gotten down the road and I've been able to kind of think and find out, the lineages of some of those early obsolete strains that, I had Orange Ghost, Orange Legends, a lot of those orange juice crosses. I'd give anything to have cuts of now, clean cuts of now, the OJ Sour Dub. So it really was, for somebody who's always, passion has always been genetics, flavors, just to be able to walk into a place and have access to a library of stuff that you don't have to pop. You don't have to phenotype. These are amazing cuts. Somebody's already vetted them, and I don't know how many
A lot
times
of
I
times
did end up
they've
with.
already won a cup or they've been recognized.
Right.
Across
There's
the
a reason that, there's a reason they're hyped up for whatever. I grew the Tiger's Milk at one of the dispensaries that had won some top 100 strongest strains or something. It was a really dank cut. Like it was an absolutely nice cut. But every strain hunter that's really been through enough seeds, you've seen most impressive shit. So it's like, at a certain level, what really differentiates is no longer whether it has big trikes or whether it, produces decent sized nugs, but it really comes down to flavor. And we kind of once again get back to terps, and what really matters in all of this searching that we're doing is that it comes back to, at a certain point, great producers can be found, but can you grow an amazing strain that also has a terp profile that people have to have? And that's the trick. It's not, it's trying to cater to just about anybody and everybody. And that is if we pop enough seeds, we'll find something everybody will love. But,
which
things that
takes time. You have to cure it all the way out to really know what flavor expression you have.
It's a process.
You can't
It's a
jump the
process.
gun. And you got to have these clones backed up in the process while you're doing that to be able to pull from that genetic library when you have identified the winners or what you think to be a winner. And on the commercial end too, it's numbers too, man.
Yep.
Just fucking, making sure you got numbers there, because that's what the consumers are after when they come in
The
the dispensary. It's the first thing they ask.
The investors. It's all about investors. On a commercial scale, it's all about who's got the money. Because most of the people, that's who's calling the shots. Yeah. And that's the problem. Those are very rarely weed people. But two things that I didn't like. One of them is inherent to the weed business. And once again, we get into whether this is just human nature, but it's just the shittiness. It's just the way people treat people. It's just the way people treat other employees. I mean, the higher ups treat employees that they're absolutely, it's just a meat grinder, that there's always somebody that'll do your job for less money. There's always a kid getting off the bus today in Denver that will do your job for pennies just because he's from Minnesota and he doesn't ever get to play with weed. So he will literally get off the bus and tomorrow he'll just take a job, doesn't care what it is. That was one of the things that really killed me, was just the shittiness, disregard between people, the fact that it was all just money. And I understand it's a business, but at the end of the day, the weed business is slightly different in a sense that it's still not really legal. And there's a lot of if you had to follow the exact same rules as a big company your size in the regular world, then things would be done a little bit differently. But because they're not held to the same regulation standards and certain things as far as how they handle money and how they pay people and, things like that, that there's a little bit of just shittiness that happens because it's just money and it's not as regulated as, say, if you were selling cheese or if you were selling bookends or, whatever your legal business is. The second thing was the complete and utter disregard for the quality of the product that's produced or the people that are going to smoke it. Yeah. And that happens in the much larger grows. Once you get to a certain point, once again, it's all numbers. It's how many people can you pay to put hands on plants. So, if you don't have that money, then those plants go unhandled.
And
you don't have pruning.
Testing too. They're playing these games with testing to get their products out onto the shelves to sell flower or product, whatever the case may be. But then it comes back hot or it pops hot for something, and now they're on the recall list, and that's that happens all the time.
When I got to Colorado, there was none of that recall list. When I got to Colorado, every grow in the state had a bottle of Eagle 20 on their shelf. I probably went into 50, 60 different grows in the first 2 years that I was in Denver before they started to institute pesticide bans. I'm not joking you. Every grow I went in, every grow I worked in had Eagle 20 and Mallet on their shelf. And I got fired from one of the jobs that I had literally because I wouldn't spray Eagle on their weed. I wouldn't do it because I had in good understanding that that was about to change. And so eventually somebody was going to get left holding the bag. And when it all came down, it wasn't me because I would not spray it in my grow. I would, we would use hydroperoxide, if we had small PM problems. But like for us, it was just about controlling everything. When you got people coming in and out of your grow, it's not if you have problems, it's when you have problems.
Yeah.
And so they're bringing investors. All of the kids that would come in to trim all worked in their own grows, so they would bring shit in.
Man.
It's that's the commercial growing world. I only worked in one grow where we had scrubs. We scrubbed in, we scrubbed out when we left. We had to have different shoes for the building. Like I worked in one place like that, and it wasn't the biggest grow in the state.
Yeah, I mean, it's all pretty factual stuff. There are really, really clean facilities that out there, but they're like big money that's backing that, with sealed doors and codes that you have to press for a certain grower status to even enter the grow rooms. But most people are like what you're talking about. They're on a low budget and they're doing this stuff to just they're bootstrapping this to try to just break even on year one. And then with the hopes of possibly scaling up for year two. And
here's how it goes, man.
It's crazy.
It's a little more than that, right? The goal is never sustainability. The goal is never how are we going to keep this grow running efficiently for the next 5 years. The goal is how can we make all of this look just good enough that we can sell it to some other group of suckers who doesn't know what a good grow looks like. So most of these people they bring in that are investors, they're really just dragging them past the best looking weed plants in the grow. They don't know what they're looking at. They're kind of amazed that they see weed because once again, they're usually not weed people and they're usually not from around the area. So the goal is just to be able to pass it off to the next sucker who is then going to deal with either what happens to it or how it's going to, there's no sustainability. A lot of that comes from the banking problem. The banking problem in weed is that these people can't just stock up $12 million and stick it in a bank because still no banks are going to take that kind of money. So there's an artificial inflation in the cannabis industry that we have to take every bit of our profit and it has to go to the next grow. It has to go to the next build out. We need an edibles lab immediately. It's never whether you can sustain all of that at once. It's just whether you can build it up so that when you drag the next investors in here, they're willing to pay you 40 million extra because it's got a lab and it's got but most of these places in Colorado that started during legalization and that are probably still around now, long-term sustainability wasn't how those grows were built out. Most of the grows were put in buildings that weren't made for cannabis. They were old garages, lumber warehouses, whatever they could find in an industrial district.
Indoor production.
Yeah. Outdoor production in in Colorado wasn't a big thing until a couple years back. Like that's a fairly new thing in the last 6 years. The outdoor industry there and the down south grows and stuff like that. But yeah, the large indoor commercial grows were all put in buildings that weren't built for weed. And once again, weren't built with the foresight of we're going to have all of these problems. How do we kind of head these problems off before they start?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it's almost like they're trying to push a lot of those operators out of the city because of a few different issues and into more rural areas for like greenhouse production and outdoor production and stuff like that, especially when it comes to like energy consumption and sustainability issues. But water too. Yeah, I'm out in area 420 down here, so it's kind of a neat little setup. If you're ever in the San Luis Valley, you'll have to come out, Terp, and I'll give you a tour of the community here.
Sure.
And we'll hang out here on the trains. Hey, we do a little thing on the show here where I like to link up with other breeders and get some gear. If you're down to donate some to the cause for the wheel, and I'll match you whatever you throw up. So, if you throw 2 or 3 4 packs, I'll match 2 or 3 4 packs. Shipping's on you. Shipping will be on me. and then
Yeah,
we'll
that's
get
fine.
some new stuff out that way.
I got 4 or 5 packs. Just shoot me addresses of where I need to send them, and we'll get them sent out.
Yeah, cool. Krusty's on all that. He's making it happen on that end.
Yeah, I need
So
to
right now, if you're in the
I need to get me a sidekick, man. I'm sorry to interrupt. I need to get me one of these
you
sidekicks.
got Mac once. I was going to bring Mac once in here too if he's watching right now. I know he does the Wednesday episode with you.
Yeah, but we actually chat, man. I don't want him to just have to be like spinning a wheel. Like I need somebody who'll just do like giveaways and like handle the back end for me and stuff like that.
Well, I'm trying to get more involvement with Krusty too, because I don't want him to just be sitting here spinning the wheel the whole time. I mean, it's nice to be able to talk and engage and just not be the admin of the live.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But you're right. You need a small little team just like this to pull it off. Just like Discord, same thing, putting up the channels and the content and all that.
Yeah, I got to be honest, man. I got a buddy that runs that, and it was honestly, once again, another one of these awesome people that I met in the weed business. He was a cousin of a guy that my wife worked with at one of her last spots, who just was a passionate supporter, and the dude hit me up and was like, dude, I'm just kind of into Discord. Can I set you up a server? And I was like, yeah, whatever, whatever it takes. Yeah, I'd love to have that done, but it's another thing on the pile of I don't have time for, He handled it. It's a nice little community. TerpFi3nd Discord, those guys love it. They chat and weed. They're always chatting grow stuff and life stuff. And, it's just a neat little place. I kind of stay hands off with it because I want it to kind of be its own thing, that I'm not overly moderating or having a say in what's said there. But, yeah, man, good place.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I'm new on it, man. I just jumped on within the last week. I was over here freaking sending you invites, and then I was like, oh, you already have a server set up, of course. Like, I'm over here fucking telling you about, like, jumping on Discord, and you've already got the server ready to rock.
Yeah. That, so once again, I didn't handle that. Peter Piper Pan Man handles all of that.
And shout out on my end, it's Beazle Buds. So Beazle's in the chat right now. Beazle over on Discord, and then Beazle Buds with an S on Instagram is running a lot of that, man. Fucking headlining. He's like the Discord advisor over there.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, you need those.
So what we got to donate first?
Man, let's do Lucky Charms packs. So we can either do we can do it pretty easy, man. If you let me know who it is, they can pick. Like, we can do just a strain from the Lucky Charms drop. It was either Lucky Charms. I did essentially F2s from original stock Lucky Charms from Bodie that I had kicking around the collection. Or I did a couple crosses with it. We could do, any one of those.
Let's get one wheel spin in with a donation from TerpFi3nd, and then let's take a 5-minute little break here. We'll be at the top of the hour in about 10 minutes, and it's going to kick us off, and then we'll jump back on. Let's do a part 2. I want to talk to you more in depth about some of your work with the pineapple meatball, Astro Monster, shit like Bad Motherfucker, stuff like that. I want to kind of dip into and kind of pick your brain on what you were looking at on some of the selections with that.
Absolutely.
So, Krusty, let's give him 10 seconds here. Last 10 seconds, throw those fire emojis up if you haven't done so already. Krusty will get that information onto the wheel of dank, and then we can go ahead and spin that and hand out a free TerpFi3nd pack out of his Lucky Charms line. It looks like it's going to be whatever you want, your choice. Just let Krusty know in the DM, and Krusty get that back to me. And Krusty, thank you for your help, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, real
He's live
quick.
out of Australia right now.
Any of my strains you can find on terpfi3nd.com. So if you're, you just want to go to www.terpfi3nd.com, you can look up any of the strains that we'll talk about tonight. They may be in stock. Some of them may not be. But that's pretty much all of my genetics. Anytime you can find them.
Yep. And I got that pinned up right there. It looked like you had the pre-orders going for the pineapple sorbet too. We'll talk a little bit about that. That's where I saw the F3, I think, on one of those that you were using.
Yeah, that's the F3 is the one that I'm working with on the pineapple sorbet is the F3, and I just made the F4 gen and then did a bunch of new F1 crosses with the F3 daddy.
I dig it. All right, so Krusty, you got them locked in. Let's go ahead and give it a spin, brother, and let's hand out a pack. Nice, got the tick audio on. I love it.
Man, I'm excited. I feel like we should be doing some like Wheel of Fortune, like.
Well, hey, I just want to give a quick plug, man. Dark Star Seed Bank is who I got this idea. So front, And those guys over there do this shit every Wednesday.
Yep.
They're doing it quite a bit. And Front kind of inspired me to throw this up a little bit. And I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good fucking idea, man. I was like,
Yep.
keep people engaged. And it's a small investment on the breeder's end to be able to get that potential lifetime client. You know?
Yeah, for sure. They're good people, man. I've done their podcast. I think Dark Star still has some of my genetics for sale. You go check them out. Yeah, good people.
So who we got?
Scruggs.